I have no idea whether this is going to work, but there's just about enough juice in here that if I ran out of power in the Tesla, I could probably charge it like 1 or 2%. Again, like I said, this might not work, but let's give it a go. It's flashing green. If this works, it's gonna be crazy. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is sponsored by DJI. I want to thank all the brands that partner with me on my channel because without them, I couldn't create all the content I do for you guys. Anyway, they've sent me their Power 1000 portable power station. And as you know, over the last couple of years, I've got a little bit obsessed with power, electric vehicles, solar powered road trips, all of that sort of stuff. And I've used a ton of these battery banks. I've been testing it out the last few weeks, and I'm gonna do a run through today of all of its features, some of the amazing innovative tech that DJI have used, and do some real world testing and see how this thing holds up. You also might have noticed that I'm sitting in a Caravan, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to announce to you guys that we have bought a Caravan. This is the second Caravan we're going to see. I've got a feeling this is the one. We're just pulling up now to have a look. I put the tow bar on and everything ready, optimistically.
Yeah.
Isn't that perfect?
Maybe. Yeah, let's see inside.
It's perfect size.
Okay, let's just see.
Oh, we can have a little look around. Oh yeah, this is, I mean, look. This is it, right?
Okay, how are you with the height?
Almost.
Yeah.
Wait, I think if I take my shoes off. Oh.
Oh.
It's better than the school bus.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think we're gonna get better than
No.
that. Oh, that's the
good size.
easiest bed.
It's a good size. Yeah, you can tall clap like yourself.
I'm not gonna get better than that.
You might
No.
have to go in the middle.
You don't really sleep straight
I
like
think
that
it's
though.
I think it's 6 foot.
Yeah.
Well, we decided this is the one, so we just made the payment. We just purchased the Caravan. We did about a month of searching around, looking for the ideal Caravan that we could tow with our Tesla Model X. And we settled on this. This is an Ariba Troll, I think. It's decked out very vintage from the early 90s. So we're gonna do a full refurb. We're gonna do some stuff on the outside, beautify it on the inside, and eventually do a full build out, probably some bunk beds, a play area down there. We're still on the fence of whether to do a toilet and shower. But currently there is a kitchen, there's a fridge, which I'll be testing later, whether we can power the fridge, a bunch of other appliances. And the DJI Power 1000 is the first thing we've been using in the Caravan, other than the original setup for the last few weeks, as we've taken this to a couple of festivals already, and it has been incredible. It's held up, charging all of our laptops, cameras, phones, everything we've needed. And today I've driven the Caravan up to the South Downs near where we live to get some beautiful views. I've been flying my drone to get some epic shots, and I'll be testing out how fast I can recharge the drone batteries in a minute. Also, another exciting announcement, if you're in the Brighton area, we've just started throwing some silent disco parties on the weekends, and I actually took the power station down to the field where we were throwing the party the other night to power all of our audio equipment and laptop. And over the 2-hour party, we actually only used 5% power from it. Okay, so let's do a run through and I'll show you the features. So first up, it has 1024 watt hours of capacity, which is so impressive considering how small this is. Like this compared to other similar size portable power stations, I'm just so impressed. And even more impressively, it's got a very high power output of 2200 watts and a peak of 4,400 watts. So for instance, the most I'd ever run off one of these batteries for a limited amount of time is an electric heater. This is a 2000 watt electric heater, which it's not the most efficient way of using power, but just to prove a point, if I turn this on, right, absolutely blasting the heat here. It's using almost 2000 watts of power. It's pretty incredible. A few other appliances that you could theoretically run off this, which would be really handy for the Caravan, is an induction stove. Now, this is, again, over 2000 watts, just to demonstrate. And again, this is pulling 2000 watts of the power station, absolutely no problem at all. There's a nice little feature here that shows at this power output how many minutes you have remaining. Ever since I've been using induction stoves, I've been super impressed how quickly they can cook things. This was cold water and it's almost boiled already. Oi, oi. Okay, water is boiled. That was lightning fast, unbelievable. Let's turn that off, put that over here. Something cool about this Caravan is the dining table unclips and you can clip it outside to have an outside table. So I'm going to grab it now and enjoy my coffee outside. I often forget how close we are to a national park, and it's just incredible views. I don't know if any of you guys have this, but we pretty much only come up here, maybe occasionally for a walk, but mainly when we've got visitors and we're like, come and check this out. Look at this beautiful area we live in. I feel like if we were better at scheduling and time management, we would try and come up here every week. Honestly, it's just so beautiful, right? Coffee's brewed. Yeah. I'm still amazed at how quickly the induction stove boils water. Do you like my mug? It's a Volkswagen van with a Union Jack. Found it in a charity shop actually. Yeah, I'm really glad we went with the Caravan option for our next van life chapter. I know I was saying in some of our vlogs last year that we wanted to get an electric van, but after really doing a ton of research, and correct me if I'm wrong, but after doing a ton of research, I realised having a Caravan that we can pull with an electric car, drop off at campsites, because I think now we've got Neo and we've had our eyes open to how beautiful some of the campsites are around Europe and the UK. I think we can drop the Caravan off and then go on adventures and explore more deeply with a more nimble car versus a big van. So we'll see how it goes, but I'd be interested to know, for those of you that have done van life or had a Caravan, the big differences you've experienced. Obviously, my biggest worry is maneuvering a Caravan versus a van. Like even here, I realised I can't drive through, I'm gonna have to turn around, and honestly, I might have to unhitch the Caravan, reconnect it to the car and drive out with it that way, because I don't know how I'm going to turn around in here. I'll figure it out. We'll do a whole video series of the build out, and I'm sure we'll give you some updates of our plans. But one of the things I am thinking is, see this red here, it's very similar to the Tesla red. And I'm thinking instead of these grey stripes, painting the whole bottom half red and then the whole top half leaving it this white creamy colour, and then it will match the Tesla, hopefully. I think it would look pretty epic. I'll show you some pictures here of some images I generated on ChatGPT of what it potentially could look like. Once we fully plan out the interior of the Caravan, which we'd actually love some help on, so if you've got any ideas of the layout, what we should keep, what we shouldn't, that'd be amazing. But once we do that, we'll install everything. We'll probably put the induction stove in where the current gas stove top is at the moment, and we'll find a permanent way of installing the DJI Power 1000. One last demonstration before we get on to the probably more like everyday use of a power station like this is I've got this little vacuum cleaner that we've been using to clean up in here. So I actually have no idea what wattage this will pull, but... Oh, nice. Yeah, almost 800 watts. We're actually deciding whether to keep the carpet in here or whether to strip it out and put down some like laminate wood flooring, which will be easier to sweep, because a lot of the festivals and places we're going to take this will be outside in field, we'll be treading in dust, mud, grass, and yeah, although the carpet does make it more cozy, I think we might go for like a nice laminate flooring or something. Also in the meantime, whilst it's still got the original 90s setup in here, the fridge, for some reason, isn't hooked up to the 12-volt supply that was in here with like the lead acid battery and stuff. So the only way we've been able to use the fridge is plugging it into the mains, which has been fine if we have a hookup. So like I can plug into the house right now and put the fridge on. But if we're traveling places and going to festivals where we don't have a hookup and we're off grid, I need to plug the fridge in. So this is interesting. The fridge is pulling about 110 watts. So if we were off grid using this fridge, which I don't think's very efficient, I think there's better camping fridges you can get. But if we were using this, we'd need to keep this charging through solar panels, or we could be charging it up from the car. So obviously this allows you to charge from the mains when we do have access to mains power. Or if we are just out in the middle of nowhere, but we're obviously towing the Caravan with the Tesla, we can take the battery and charge it up from the cigarette lighter from the 12-volt supply. So after testing this for a couple of weeks, one of the features which really stands out to me is these 140-watt USB-C outputs. And just to show you how fast that is, this is my 16-inch MacBook Pro. So I could plug this into the USB-C port and it will charge a laptop to 50% in 30 minutes. And I could be running mine and Raya's laptops straight off this, which is an absolute game changer. Obviously there are infinite devices you can charge from this using the main two AC outputs or the two USB-C-A or two USB-C outputs. But DJI have designed this to be super fast charging for your devices. So something I find incredible is how fast it can charge drone batteries. So these are my Mini 3 Pro batteries. Plug into a USB-C port here. Each one of these batteries will charge in 30 minutes, which is incredible because that's actually less time than the battery takes to deplete whilst flying. So I could just have 2 of these batteries, one in the drone, one charging, and have infinite flight time if I was out and about and had the power station on me. Also something that's really handy to quickly charge up on the go, I've got my DJI mics, plug those in, it's charging both mics and the receiver. Obviously my iPhone, just plug that in, boom. Okay, we're at 49%. I'll let you know how quickly that charges. And then if you need to charge this up from the mains, it actually has a super fast recharging time of 70 minutes. And in terms of solar input, this can take 800 watts of solar panels. I can only fit 400 watts on the roof of this Caravan, so that is a lot of solar. And the Power 1000 uses LFP batteries inside, which gives it an approximate lifespan of 10 years of constant use. Now, obviously as a creator, it's more convenient the faster I can charge my devices. Being out on the go, traveling, shooting run and gun, trying to do everything, trying to capture as much as possible, needing to edit, needing to recharge things. The convenience of having things fast charging is so good. It means I don't have to wait around. I'm not waiting around for things to charge. They're just charging at lightning speeds and I love it. So yeah, these SDC ports, you can buy different adapters. Obviously they can charge from a cigarette lighter from your car to charge up the unit, or they can be used as an output. I've got this cable here which gives you a 12 volt cigarette lighter output. One of the things this would have been handy for is on my moped trip down to Italy when I had to pump up my tyres. I couldn't get my cigarette lighter 12 volt output working for the air pump for my tyres. I had to stop someone and they kindly let me use a cigarette lighter in their car, but this would have been perfect from the SDC port to use my portable air compressor. So when I was mopeding down through France and Italy last month, I had my other portable power station. And something that I actually struggled with was every morning when the sun came out and it started charging from the solar panels, I would actually get woken up from the noise of it charging, the fans kicking on. So one of the innovative things that DJI have done with their power station is when you are recharging it either from the mains or solar panels or cigarette lighter, it's incredibly quiet at only 23 decibels, which I'm a huge fan of because obviously don't like getting woken up if we're going to have it here in the Caravan and it's charging from solar. But also as someone who's vlogging and recording a lot, if I've got that in a space where I am trying to vlog and it's charging and making a lot of noise, that also isn't ideal. I end up having to use noise cancellation on my mic, or when I'm editing in post, I end up having to filter out background noise. So I'm personally massively appreciative of that feature and I hope other brands follow in suit. I really think DJI are leading the way in this. More quiet charging, please. And then even if you don't need a power station like this to be charging your gear on the go, it has its UPS feature, which is seamless power switching, which means if you're running something that needs constant power like a fridge in your house, this can kick in if there's a power outage within 12 to 20 milliseconds of losing power, which I think is super helpful for areas where you have power outages. Where we live in Costa Rica for some of the year, there's a lot of power outages happening. I experienced the same in Mexico. There are parts of the world or regions of the US or the UK where we do lose power from time to time, and having this linked up in your house to some of your critical appliances is an amazing backup option. Right, my phone is almost fully charged, and I just looked, and if I was just charging my phone off this, I could recharge my phone 57 times. So if you're not using a ton of different gear and equipment and mics and drones and laptops and you're just wanting to go camping and charge your phone 57 times, that is impressive. Okay, I wanted to show you this. This is also a carry case for the Power 1000. It's got a little flap at the front here where you can access all your ports, and it has these ventilation flaps on the side. Just makes it that much more portable. Very handy. I think I'm going to be using this a lot when I'm out and about. But anyway, I brought it out the Caravan because I want to try something crazy. I have no idea whether this is going to work, but there's just about enough juice in here that if I ran out of power in the Tesla, I could probably charge it 1 or 2% to get, I guess, a few miles to a charger if I was in a desperate situation. So I kind of want to try and just see if it even recognizes it. Again, like I said, this might not work, but let's try it. So this is a 32 amp max, but I charge this through a 13 amp plug at home, and I think it charges at 2.5 kilowatts or something. So I don't know, let's see if it copes with it. It's a bit crazy. This isn't something I'd normally do, but let's give it a go. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's lit up. Okay, let's see if it works now. It's flashing green. If this works, it's gonna be crazy. Oh, guys, it's actually working, no way. Output, almost 2,000 watts. With the percentage I have left, it says 17 minutes I can be charging this. Let's have a look. Yeah, it says it's charging. It's at 49%. Let's see if we can go up a percent. I cannot believe this is working. This is so epic. I tried to do this in the US when I was driving my self-converted Volkswagen electric van across the States, and it didn't work because of something to do with the earth, because American plugs, some of them don't have like an earth in them, but British plugs do. They have like the earth, the third prong, and it's working. It's actually working. Okay, check this out, guys. It's charged the Tesla 1% and it's only used 30% battery. So if my calculations are correct, if the power station was 100% charged, I could get 3% charged on the Tesla. And I think that could get me about 8 miles, which is amazing and definitely a really good backup option to have in your EV, because it is a nightmare if you fully run out and have to get towed, which I haven't done yet and I'm not planning to. So after using this for a couple of weeks, I'm super impressed. It's lasted us through 2 multi-day festivals. Me, Neo and Raya in here charging our phones, laptops, cameras, the fridge, everything. So yeah, if you're also a creator on the go, needing to charge up your batteries, drones, cameras, laptops, everything, or if you're doing van life, need some extra power in your car whilst you're traveling, or you need a backup solution at home, I highly recommend the DJI Power 1000. I'll link it in the description below. Also, amongst a few of the projects we're juggling, this is a major one for us, completely refitting out the Caravan. So if you've got suggestions about what we should do on the interior and outside of this Caravan, please comment below. Right, I hope this video's been informative. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out, enjoy life, and live the adventure. Boom.